2024 has been a great year for cozy games. I have managed to play quite a few, and from that, I've chosen my absolute favorite games. First up is Crove, which blends elements of games like Animal Crossing, My Time at Portia, and Subnautica. After accepting a job ad, you make your way over to a secluded island where you start the new job of fixing it up. You get to choose your own home, after which you set out to repair the town by clearing up trash, crafting furniture, repairing buildings, and just bringing in people to live on the island. Your island isn't the only one around, so you can actually travel across the ocean to various other islands where you'll come across like interesting ruins and new blueprints that you can collect. And not only that, but underneath the ocean is a whole separate area to explore. There's cargo containers, sunken ships and planes, and even whole cities down there. It's incredible. With a lot of effort and hard work, you can really transform your little island, bringing in a museum, new stores, and a ton of residents. And these residents will go about their daily life, going for morning jogs, collecting items, and interacting with the world around them. This game is still in early access, so some features like additional islands aren't fully available just yet. Despite that though, there's still a lot of content here and it doesn't have that early access feel at all. Next is Fields of Mistria, which I think is one that we've all heard of by now. It's this cute little farming sim set in a town recently struck by an earthquake. You're tasked with helping rebuild the town in exchange for a plot of land. The game kicks off with character creation, followed by an introduction to the town and its residents. Through simple tasks like gathering materials and helping out villagers, you start to restore the town while getting to know everyone. The game features a great blend of farming, fishing, crafting, and socialization. The community boards also offer various quests, rewarding you with items and money as you progress. A key aspect in this game, which is something a little bit unique, is the essence system, which basically rewards you with essence as you go about your normal tasks, and you can use these to unlock new perks for activities like farming, fishing, and mining. The social aspect is amazing and probably one of the best I've ever had, with regular pub gatherings and conversations that evolve each week. This town just feels so alive and the characters have these just amazing personalities to them. As the game progresses, the town expands, unlocking new areas like the mines, where you can gather resources and fight monsters. Overall, it's a really great game and it really gives you that same sense of addiction that Stardew Valley does. Luma Island is another great cozy game that blends exploration, crafting, and puzzle solving. The game offers a variety of professions, such as an archaeologist, a blacksmith, or a treasure hunter, and these basically will offer you unique quests that focus on crafting and resource gathering. The archaeology profession will let you discover and restore ancient artifacts, while cooking and farming professions focus more so on growing crops and preparing food. The world has a lot to explore, including a legitimately spooky cave system and an Indiana Jones style temple system. It's really cool. There's also lots of little puzzles to find and solve throughout the world. Fans of grindy games will especially love this one, just as I did. There's loads of upgrades to work towards and you'll need a lot of resources to fix up parts of the town and to build up your own farm with decorations, furniture, and machines. There's also lots of adorable farm animals to get, along with these animals called Lumas that act like a sort of pet follower, and they will follow you around in your travels. If you can handle the grind, this one is such a great game to play. Moonstone Island, yet another great addition to this list, obviously. This one is a creature collection RPG that combines turn-based monster battles with elements of magic, farming, and life simulation. As a young alchemist, you're tasked with training for a year, and you end up doing so in this floating island town. Here you'll assist the locals, battle creatures, and explore dungeons. The The main goal is to kind of restore balance to the worlds with an overarching quest to help a mysterious man regain his lost memory through mirror shards. The gameplay revolves around exploring various islands, each with unique environments like forests, beaches, and swamps. These islands are also home to a wide variety of creatures that can be battled and captured. The turn-based combat involves cards to attack or defend, and each monster has its own set of moves and weaknesses. While combat can be a little bit grindy, there's a really satisfying progression system where monsters gain experience and new skills as they level up, and you can get really OP if you grind for it. You can also expand your home, complete quests for villages, and gather resources. So there's a lot of content here allowing you to switch between tasks like upgrading tools, helping villagers, and exploring dungeons. I really enjoyed Moonstone Island, and while I'm not typically a huge fan of turn-based RPG, this game makes it fun, and there's a wide variety of different monsters you can find and collect, and it makes it very addictive. Go-Go Town is a relaxing town management game that I believe is kind of really popping off lately. So you are the newly appointed mayor of a town, and you're basically tasked with building it up and managing this new bustling community. So you start by constructing buildings, collecting resources, and welcoming new residents. Each new resident has like specific needs, and once you fulfill those needs, they will move into town and contribute to the town's growth, taking on various jobs or even gathering resources for you. The gameplay is really addictive, and it slowly opens up so you can eventually access a perk system that lets you unlock new upgrades and expand your town. And basically, your end goal here is to automate everything so it works like a really well-oiled machine. So while the game gets easier over time as you play, because making money and upgrade points comes in really quickly if you kind of get everything working perfectly. But I just found it so relaxing, and I just find these type of games so addictive. Not only that, but just the game's art style, it's really cute. There's so many different customization options, and you can also even get little transports like scooters and skateboards and like bikes and all these really fun little things to zoom around town with, and it's a really fun game. Everafter Falls is another epic farming life sim. After creating your character, you die, only to discover you were in a simulation. So you wake up in Everafter Falls, where you've apparently lost your memory. The townsfolk who have also experienced simulations kind of help you reintroduce yourself to the world in some pretty funny ways. So while there's an overarching story involving some like ancient ruins, the game is more about just taking things at your own pace and just living your life. So the game has some really classic farming mechanics like growing crops, raising animals, and producing goods. Something really unique here though is you get this pet follower which helps you with chores like watering crops and tilling the soil. So you can upgrade your pet to handle more tasks. And then here you can also get some animals for your farm like cows, chickens, and llamas. And yeah, it's just a really cute, cool game. There's plenty of resources and crafting here, and you can also eventually unlock a museum that just has this really satisfying way about it as you fill it up with donations. There's the dungeon aspect, which, like I mentioned before, is kind of like part of the story progression, and it has room-by-room combat very similar to The Binding of Isaac. This combat is kind of tricky at first, but eventually you will just get super OP, especially when you upgrade your little pet sidekick to help fight with you. It's very cool. The town is also full of interesting villages, each with unique personalities. There's this frog who speaks in third person, and there's also this hippo with like an obsession with this elephant. While there's no relationship building, it was still really fun to get to know the characters, and I really enjoyed my time with it. Bugsnax is next, and it's one that I think is a really underrated game and probably one of my favorites in this entire video. You play as a journalist seeking a big story. So you travel to Snacktooth Island where Lisbeth, an explorer, has discovered Bugsnax. Upon arrival, Lisbeth and her partner are missing and the settlers are all scattered. So your goal here is to reunite them, interview them, and uncover clues to find Lisbeth. The island features diverse biomes like beaches, snowy mountains, and forests, and they all have their own unique types of Bugsnax. These bugs, which are basically this kind of bug and food combination, they come in so many forms and they're so freaking adorable. So you can get like burger-like creatures or even flying pizza moths. And to catch them, you'll use various traps and tools, including a net, slingshot, and this jump pad thing. The game encourages creativity, and you can even use the bugs' likes and dislikes to lure them or trick them. It's really fun. So you can feed these Bugsnax to the settlers, and you can change their appearances in a like fun but pretty much just cosmetic kind of way. But as you help the settlers with tasks like gardening or gossiping or whatever the hell they want help with, you'll be able to gather information to solve the mystery of Lisbeth's disappearance. You'll also get your own little home that you can decorate. But yeah, this game just has such a dark sense of humor and I loved it. It's so funny, it has such a great story, there's lots of quests, adorable creatures to collect, and it's just really fun gameplay. Sunnyside, another great game, if a bit of a letdown. But that hasn't stopped it from being one of my favorites. So it's set in an open world rural Japanese town. You get this really immersive world to explore, you get a customizable farm to build, and just a ton of freedom to do whatever you want. There is a lot of technical issues and glitches and just bad gameplay mechanics that can ruin it a little bit, but I still, for the most part, enjoyed it. So you play as a character who moves to this rural Japanese town to start a farm. You get this robot assistant named Sparky, and you both explore the town, interact with locals, and uncover some mysteries. There's also some cave exploration and a bunch of quests as well. The game has the most amazing, beautiful, detailed open world that I've ever experienced in a farming game. There's shops, parks, shrines. It's just so detailed and so lovely, and like I love it so much. There's also really amazing like farming mechanics here. It's really kind of realistic. There's like seasonal crops, animals, and you can pretty much spend your day doing whatever you want. There is some story progression, but overall, it's really just kind of living your life. I don't know, it's amazing. There's also like lots of transportation options, like you can walk around town, you can get a bike, you can get a scooter, you can get a van. Yeah, it's amazing. There is a cave system, like pretty typical in a farming game, I guess, but it's horrible. It's got this card-based combat system that's just so shallow, and the dungeon crawling is glitchy and frustrating, and it just does not fit in with the vibe or the style of the game at all, and it's kind of something that you have to do. So a little bit lame there, but this game is amazing. And to my understanding, it's kind of been abandoned, unfortunately. So I think this is about as good as it's going to get. I still recommend playing it. Maybe just try and get it on special, because you might get a little bit frustrated with some of the glitches. But otherwise, it's a 10 out of 10 for coziness. So yeah. Lastly, Bloomtown is another cozy game, obviously, that adds in horror elements. Yeah. So you play as a young girl sent to live with her grumpy grandpa for the summer after her parents have a messy divorce. So this game mixes cozy tasks like grocery shopping and gardening with like mysterious, spooky elements. You'll explore the town, interact with characters, and solve puzzles. There's turn-based combat where you fight demons, and you can also capture them for power. Think of Persona 5 here. This game is basically a pixelated version of that game, honestly. But the dungeons are really creepy, but in a cute kind of way. There's like broken body parts and like horror paintings, but it's still super cozy. And I just really loved it. As you progress, you'll unlock all these new areas to explore. So there's like forests and, main parts of town. And you'll be solving some pretty interesting things, including a murder, and it's just really cool. There's so much freedom here. You can explore, do side quests, work a job to get money, just improve your skills, hang out with your friends, craft items. There is just so much to do and so much content here. There's no kind of time limit either, like in the actual Persona 5 games. There's no countdown until you have to do something, so you can just take your time and not feel rushed at all. I personally took the time to grind and level up, and I took so much time working to basically get money and level up my character, and yeah, it just made for a really awesome game. The art style is super cute and cozy, and it works really well with the kind of horror atmosphere that it's got going on, and it's just this beautiful blend of mystery, exploration, and coziness all in one, and I really recommend it. So there you have it. These are all my favorite cozy kind of games from 2024. I'm sure there's a bunch of other great games that I just haven't had a chance to play and that I've missed. I'll probably get around to playing them in 2025, hopefully. But anyway, I hope you've been able to find something really cool from this list that you'll be able to play. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye!